So I made it to my Home Depot store. I'm in a dock. I'm getting unloaded. And I open up the trailer doors. Guess what's on here? A bunch of Christmas decorations and Christmas trees. Here we go. Get ready, y'all. It's Christmas time in September. I guess it's time to start planning ahead. I am the worst planner ever. Ever. Like, my number 3 son and his girlfriend, they bought a Christmas tree for the house last year because, well, when we moved, we got rid of a ton of stuff and all my Christmas stuff got thrown away. So when we moved 2 years ago into this house, a lot of things got ruined that were in the garage, and a lot of it was Christmas stuff. So we had no Christmas stuff whatsoever, sadly. A lot of my Christmas decorations were family, not heirlooms, but given to me by family, and that breaks my heart. That makes me sad that all that stuff is gone. We got rid of a lot of stuff because of that, and a lot of it was not necessary to keep. There was a lot of clutter and a lot of hoarding going on in the garage because we had moved like 3 times, and so the kids and I, we were just tired of moving it all. So we went through and got rid of a lot of junk that was not needed, but there was a lot of stuff that just got ruined. It had been in a storage unit for a year. It had been in our garage then, at the apartment for at least, we were at the apartment for 3 years. So yeah, it was in the garage for 3 years, and then it was in a storage unit for a year before that, after we moved out of my house. It was the house that the kids grew up in, so, you know, there was a lot of memories, a lot of things that we did in that house that, you know, I wanted to keep. I wasn't ready to get rid of it all. And the kids were like, "Mom, just get rid of this crap. We don't need it." I'm like, "But I saved this for you." And they're like, "Oh, we don't want it." I was like, "What?" Like things that, you know, their baby clothes that they wore for their first whatever birthday, or pictures I have that remind me, you know, the clothes that they wore in those pictures, or for a certain party or a certain thing, you know, whatever, a milestone or whatever. And I saved a bunch of baby stuff thinking, "Oh, they'll want it for their kids." They're like, "Mom, no." We want our kids to be in new clothes, not musty smelling old clothes that have been thrown up on and peed in and whatever else. I was like, "Oh, I guess you're probably right." I wouldn't want to put my baby in old nasty clothes either, and I don't think I ever did. I mean, we eventually got into hand-me-downs once they got older and they were just, you know, tearing clothes up because that's what boys do. And so after I started looking at it that way, and the kids were like, why are you saving this? We don't want this. We don't want this when you die." I was like, "Oh, okay, let's just get rid of this stuff now." So whatever. Kids. Like, things don't get passed down anymore like they did when I was little. Like, my great grandma, I still have a buffet that my great grandparents had, and then my grandparents had, and then my dad refinished, and now it's in my house. It's like, I don't know, 100 and some years old. It's beautiful, and he refinished it, and it's gorgeous, and I love it. And we had, you know, a few other things, and I still have things from my dad that were, you know, my grandparents and my great grandparents, and stamp collections and coin collections and things like that. And my kids are just like, "Why are you keeping this crap?" You guys have kids that are doing this too? Like, it's sad to me. Like, they don't cherish anything like we used to, or that I still do. I know my parents, my aunt and uncles, and, you know, everybody was like, "Oh, hand me down. Like, these are important things. We have to keep these in pristine condition and take very good care of them. They're very delicate and very fragile." And oh, these ornaments on the Christmas tree are like 900 years old and they're so brittle. If you blow on them, they'll break. Like, I don't know. I love the stuff. I love the vintage stuff. I get this from my aunt who is very into antiques and things, and my dad, loved to save all those things that from his grandparents and whatever. And I still do, and it's sad that my kids don't want anything to do with it. But I get it. Like, we don't need to keep, 3 generations full of crap along with our own crap to hand down to the kids coming up. Like, the kids these days are like, if it's not electronic and it doesn't, whatever, it's useless. They don't want it. It's sad. It's very, very sad. So to see all this Christmas stuff in this truck was just like, wow, I maybe should plan this year. I used to be really good about putting up all the Christmas stuff when the kids were little. Our thing when I was married, my husband and I, we didn't have money. Like, we were broke all the time. And Christmas would come around and we did not want a fake tree. That was like my biggest thing. He didn't want a fake tree. We both worked at the forest preserve, and yes, I know, like, cutting down trees is like a sin, right? But the trees that we got, we would also take to the forest preserve after Christmas was over, and they had a big thing where they would put all the Christmas trees, as long as they didn't have tinsel on them, or they had to be clean. We would take the Christmas trees to the frozen lakes, and they would, when the frozen lakes would thaw, all the trees would sink to the under the lake, and it was for the fish down there. So we always thought that was super cool. But anyway, so we couldn't afford to go buy a tree. So on Christmas Eve, we would go to his parents' house, and they always did their Christmas on Christmas Eve at midnight. And so my kids got a kick out of that. It was always fun. All the cousins, everybody would get together. It was a blast. And then on our way home, the kids, of course, were just zonked out. It's like, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and we would have to pile them up into we had a big conversion van because we had the 3 boys. We would pile them into the van and drive home. And on the way home, there was a lot of places that had free signs by their trees because they didn't sell them for Christmas. And we would find those free trees, and we would strap it onto the van on the back ladder that was on the back doors. We would strap the tree on there, so even if the kids woke up, they wouldn't see it. And we'd get the kids home, get them into bed, and then after they were in bed, we knew they were sleeping, we would set up the Christmas tree, put all the decorations on it, put the few presents that we did have under the tree. And when the kids woke up in the morning, not only were they surprised by the Christmas presents, but the Christmas tree and the decorations and all the fun stuff. And it was so cool. It was kind of our tradition. Even there wasn't really many years that we could afford a tree, but we probably could have a time or two. The kids got such a good kick out of it. We just loved it. And it was awesome. Every year, I always looked forward to their faces in the morning when they woke up and saw the big Christmas tree, whatever. It was usually like a Charlie Brown tree, because whatever was left, stuff that people rummaged through that didn't look good enough to get loved or bought. So it was usually a Charlie Brown tree, and we always decorated it so nice that you couldn't even tell. It was beautiful. Every year it was beautiful, but just to see the kids' faces in the morning on Christmas morning, it was worth it. So, but once they started getting older and they were like Santa, and I won't get into that because I don't know who watches this, but once they started getting older and it wasn't, the excitement wasn't there, and then my husband and I split, and then life just was in a turmoil for quite a while. I wasn't able to do it on my own as a single mom. We ended up getting like a little table tree and decorating it, and that's all I could have. That's all I could afford. And then we had an apartment that was so tiny, we didn't have room for a tree, and it got more and more depressing every year, and I couldn't afford to get things for the kids. And the older they got, the more expensive the gadgets were that they wanted, I started turning into the Scrooge. I was like bah humbug every year, and I started hating all the holidays. I started, and any of them, I would just get so depressed. For one, I was on the road for a lot of it, so I was missing them. I was hauling mail. Mail doesn't stop. Even on holidays, even if you don't get mail in your mailbox, the mail is still moving. My trip was always still moving out to Pittsburgh and back. So I was usually sitting in Pittsburgh by myself in a truck for the holidays. Christmas, New Year's, 4th of July, all that. I was usually sitting in a truck by myself in Pittsburgh. And so it got very depressing. And, my kids had their dad's side of the family. They had other family and things to do while I was gone. And sure, they still got to do things, but it was sad for me because I wasn't there. And I don't know, I just turned into a Scrooge when it came to holidays. But I'm finding a new joy in my heart because now I have a grandson, and I cannot be a bah humbug, a Scrooge, a turd, because I have a grandson that I need to do all these fun things for. But I'm so far away, I still have to figure out how to do that from here. And I'm such a procrastinator that I'm afraid I'm going to put it off for too long, and here will go another holiday and I won't have anything to send him. So I need to stick to this, and it's September. I need to start planning now. So remind me, you guys, I need to set like a daily reminder. Don't forget about Christmas. Don't forget about Christmas. And just start doing it. I just got to start doing it. And now that we've gotten switched over from salary to mileage, I am hoping to be making more money, and I am not going to have any excuses this year. And if I can find the opportunity to go to Tennessee or fly them up here, which I'm not sure that the other grandparents will be happy about that. I actually think Aaron's coming up here for Thanksgiving, which means he'll probably stay down there for Christmas. And maybe me and the other boys will just have to go down there for Christmas and be down there. We'll see. We'll figure it out. But I should not have any excuses this year. So crazy. I'm terrible. I'm so terrible at planning. I say this now, I'll be like, oh, I'm going to plan ahead. And before you know it, it's December 10th and I haven't done a darn thing, and I'm scattered, and I'm like, oh my God, I still haven't done anything. And then before you know it, it's December 20th and I still haven't done anything. And then the 25th gets here and I'm like, oh, I really screwed up again. Like, this year is screwed up, and I started to plan in September. That's how my planning goes. It's ADD. I'm blaming it on ADD. It's a horrible thing. ADD, OCD drives you mad. Anyway, I can't. I just can't. I am so terrible. Help me, you guys. What am I gonna do? I'm hoping and praying I get the miles I need. That will help. But it's gonna take a little bit to see how much that's gonna help. So I can't let that be an excuse either. We'll see. All right, I'm gonna get off of here. I got my GPSs set up for my next trip. It's going to take about an hour and a half to get to my next stop, where my pickup is in Chippewa Falls. But I have to go back down 94 where I just came from, and the traffic going eastbound was all backed up because of construction. So I'm guessing it'll take about an hour and a half. And I'm running short on hours. I do have 6 hours to drive still. If I can get there in 2 hours, I think I'll have enough, depending on how long it takes them to load me. It's a water company, like bottled water. I'm hoping they will load it quick and I can get on the road to the next stop, which is like 3.5 hours away. And then after I deliver that, then I can take my 10-hour break. And I'm tired because we were all standing in the shop yesterday for like hours, chit-chatting, talking, all the drivers that were there. Hi, you guys. John and Mike, I think. And the mechanic Juan, you guys are awesome. I love you all. We were just standing there shooting the breeze for like hours, it seemed. By the time I got to my truck, when it was done, my feet hurt so bad, my back hurt, my hips hurt. I was like, oh. And it was starting to get cool. So you know how when things are cool, everything hurts and creaks a little bit more. Yeah, that was me. That was me early this morning. I guess it was late last night. I think I got my truck done. It was like 10:30 last night. I could not fall asleep right away. I was back there just thinking about all the things we were talking about and whatever in my brain, and how I was going to make this work today with my schedule being all screwed up, and praying to God that everything was fixed right and I wouldn't have any issues. And so thankfully I made it here without any issues and it was all good. I finally did fall asleep probably 12:30 and I slept till like 1:45. I woke up before my alarm. I still had to go hook up to the trailer that I had dropped, and I was like, I should just get going. Just get up, get going. So that's what I did. I think it's going to work. I think I'm going to be able to get there as long as the water place, well, first of all, as long as I can get through this construction, and I'm looking and there's no other way to get across the river because this next place is right off of 94 as well. So I'm just going to go with the flow, go with the traffic, and hope for the best. And then hope that the water company loads fast. I'm on 94 eastbound in Wisconsin, heading to Menominee. At the Loves there to get the trailer fixed. We got a hole in the roof. Not from me. Not from me. At my next look to be too busy, so that's good. I hope I can get in there ASAP. Well, let's see here. I'll park right here. Good morning, truckers and friends. What a week it's been. Holy cow. It's Thursday already, September 14th at 11 o'clock in the morning. And I am sitting in one of the Myborg lots where we park some of our empties. I just picked up a trailer after I dropped a load up at our hill where we put our full trailers. And it has been a week, let me tell you. Right now I got to get on the road. I'm going to Bedford Park near Chicago, and then I'm heading to Kentucky, and it's a beautiful day. It's 83 degrees, sun is shining. I'll take it. After the week I've had, I need all the sunshine I can get. Woo. Look at this hair. It's been crazy, and I've only got about 1,600 miles in so far, which is not great. I was hoping to have more by now, but it's gonna be a rough week. So last week I did really good. I did almost 3,000 miles, and I'm happy about that. I told dispatch next week, after everything I've been through this week, I need some miles for next week, so sign me up for whatever you got. Anyway, I did my pre-trip. Sorry I didn't film it. Same as usual. All the same things I always do. Nothing special. So, I have a fairly new trailer again. I'm going to stop babbling. I got to get on the road. I got to get to Kentucky by tomorrow morning. And somewhere in there fit a 10-hour break-in. So, all right, you guys. I will chat with you later. Let's go. I'm sitting here watching all the airplanes come in, land at Midway in Chicago. I'm like right by the runways. I could watch airplanes all day. Southwest. Alright, so jumping. Right there's the airport. Right over there. I'm on 275 West in Kentucky. Heading back towards home. About to cross over into Ohio and crossing over the Ohio River. Illinois, or some people call it Shabona. Shabana. Shabona. Route 30. I'm heading up to our yard to drop this trailer, which is now empty. I got it unloaded this morning at the Sam's dock, and I'm going to pick up a trailer at our yard that I need to deliver Monday morning. After that, I'm going home. Thought I was going home this morning and then not having to go back out till Monday afternoon, but they found a load for me to do local. So that's fine. A few more miles added on, that's cool. I'm taking the back roads instead of the toll road so I can save the company a little money on tolls, which I usually try to do if at all possible. I'm on Highway 30, about 5 miles from I-39, which I'm going to take north to Rockford. I'm getting on 39 northbound, coming off of 30 westbound in Illinois, heading up to our yard. Oh, big Peterbilt. Thank you, buddy. So on my way through, I don't know, I can't remember where I was. Yesterday I was driving along some of the back roads and I was doing about 6 over the speed limit. It was out in the country and there was cars behind me, so I know people get impatient. But anyway, I was doing about 6 over the speed limit and this car was behind me and he kept poking out to the left, you know, trying to see what was coming and trying to get around me whenever he could find a clear spot. And he finally took off and passed me. It was on a 2-lane highway, and he took off and passed me and went flying. And then up in the next town, same guy pulled over by the cops and they were handing him a ticket just as I went by. I was trying not to laugh, but it was funny. Look at that. You can see the rain up there coming down. That's kind of cool. Good, because my truck needs a washing. Looks like it's right up there over Rockford. I'm on Baxter Road. Just got off of 39 and I'm heading over to 251 or 11th Street, which is where our warehouse or our shop is. And I'm dropping this trailer over at our empty trailer lot and going over to pick up a different trailer that I'm taking to Alsip, Illinois on Monday morning. And from there, I'm picking up a load in Joliet that goes to Minnesota. It has to be there Tuesday morning at 6 a.m. And that's the place in Minnesota that you go to and they let you back into their dock whatever time you get there in the middle of the night. You can take your 10-hour break, and when you wake up in the morning, your truck is unloaded. Actually, I always wake up when they start unloading because, well, it rocks you all over the place and there's no sleeping through it usually. At least I can't. But it's nice to park there and know that when your 10 hours is up, you're ready to roll. And normally we turn right at the light up here to go to our shop, but I'm turning left to take this empty trailer to our empty lot. And there's another Myborg driver right there. Who might that be? Truck 616. Good morning. Oh, nope, he's turning. Look at those clouds. That's crazy. Crazy clouds. All right, I gotta check in with dispatch and let them know I'm dropping. But I am headed home. I'm done for my week. I have the load that I'm taking to Alsip, Illinois on Monday morning. Got to be there at like 10 or 10:30 Monday morning. So to be rush hour traffic when I'm heading that direction. Woohoo!